Confirmed. Kim Ji-won denies dating Kim So-hyun, but if that's the case, why is social media erupting like never before? Whispers are turning into headlines. Theories are multiplying by the second. And every glance, every word, is under the microscope. Red carpet revealed as we uncover the hidden moments and untold clues that have fans around the world holding their breath, starting now. The first whispers began quietly. Just like the opening notes of a love ballad too soft to catch. A few blurry photographs. A grainy clip from a fan's phone. A sighting in the corner of a bustling Seoul cafe. But then, like every melody destined to climb the charts, it built into a crescendo. The images became clearer, the angles sharper, and the story too tantalizing to ignore. Park Bo-gum and Kim So-hyun, two of the brightest stars in the K-drama galaxy, had been captured in a series of moments so intimate, so unguarded, that fans could hardly breathe as they scrolled through the evidence. It began, as these things often do, with a single photograph that slipped past the careful walls of celebrity privacy. The shot was taken at what seemed to be a wrap party for a television project. The lighting was warm, fairy lights casting a golden glow over the crowd. But in the corner of the frame, framed almost perfectly as if by fate, was leaning towards So-hyun, his hand resting lightly on the back of her chair, his smile aimed solely at her. She was laughing, not the polite, practiced smile of press conferences, but the kind that crinkles the eyes and tilts the head back just slightly. Fans were quick to point out how close they were sitting. Their bodies seemed angled toward each other in a bubble of their own making despite the crowd around them. Within hours, the image had gone viral on Korean Twitter, picked up by entertainment blogs and Instagram gossip accounts. Just colleagues, one post teased something more. What truly set the internet ablaze, however, was not just the photo, but the flood of follow-up content that poured in over the next 72 hours. A short video clip surfaced, reportedly filmed the same evening, showing Bo-gum standing beside So-hyun as they spoke to another guest. The way his hand brushed against hers when she reached for a glass of water was barely noticeable, but fans noticed. The way she glanced up at him mid-conversation, lips curving in a private smile, it was impossible not to. These were not the stiff, public exchanges of two co-stars bound by promotional duties. They were unguarded, effortless, carrying the warmth of familiarity. It was that warmth, perhaps even more than physical proximity, made the moments feel so electric. To understand why these glimpses struck such a nerve, you have to understand the aura surrounding Park Bo-gum and Kim So-hyun. Bo-gum, with his gentle charisma and chameleon-like acting, has long been beloved as the nation's boyfriend, equally capable of breaking hearts on screen and charming entire families off-screen. Kim So-hyun, meanwhile, is often called the eternal muse of K-drama, graceful, versatile, and radiating a sincerity that makes audiences believe every role she inhabits. They had never been publicly linked before. Fans had dreamed of the pairing for years. Their names appeared side by side in fantasy casting threads on forums, in fan-made trailers that stitched together unrelated clips to create imaginary love stories. To those fans, these new candid moments felt like a gift, proof that the chemistry they'd only imagined might actually exist in real life. The entertainment press wasted no time amplifying the intrigue. Headlines screamed across digital front pages, Bo-gum and So-hyun, friendly colleagues or blossoming romance. Morning talk shows played the footage on loop, inviting panelists to analyze body language and speculate about the meaning of shared laughter. One commentator noted the subtle way Bo-gum leaned in while listening to So-hyun speak, his posture open and attentive. Another remarked on how rare it was to see So-hyun so visibly relaxed in a crowded industry setting. Social media, predictably, split into camps. There were the shippers, who flooded timelines with heart emojis, fan art, and declarations of joy. They look so natural together. One wrote, "If this is real, I'm fully on board." Others urged caution, warning against jumping to conclusions. They're friends, one fan argued. Don't need to romanticize every male-female friendship in K-end. Still, the images and clips kept coming. Fan claimed to have seen them shopping in the same store, touring separately but leaving within minutes of each other. Others spotted them at an art exhibit, dressed casually and wearing caps pulled low, as if to avoid attention. None of this was conclusive, but the mosaic of sightings painted a picture that was hard to dismiss entirely. By midweek, hashtags like Bo-gum So-hyun, sweet moments. And Kbiz shock trended not just in Korea but in Japan, the Philippines, and several other countries with strong K-drama fandoms. TikTok edits set the photos and clips to romantic OST tracks from hit dramas. YouTube channels dissected the timeline, matching dates and locations from fan accounts to their official schedules. It was in this fevered atmosphere that a new piece of content emerged, a behind-the-scenes clip from a commercial shoot. In it, Bo-gum and So-hyun sat side by side on a bench during a break, sharing a snack. She took a sip from a cup and handed it back to him without hesitation. And he accepted it without wiping the straw. A kind of casual intimacy that spoke of comfort rather than formality. They were laughing at something on his phone, their shoulders touching as they leaned in. For fans, this was it. The Holy Grail. Not a staged red carpet moment. Not a promotional photo shoot. Something private that felt stolen from the edges of reality. The comment sections lit up with phrases like "that's love right there" and "you can't fake that kind of comfort." Both agencies maintained their silence, declining to comment despite repeated requests from journalists. This, if anything, only fueled the speculation. Entertainment. Silence is often interpreted as strategic, an acknowledgement that the story has legs worth letting run its course. By the end of the week, the narrative had taken on a life of its own. It was no longer just about whether Park Bo-gum and Kim So-hyun were dating. It was about the possibility of two beloved stars finding something genuine in an industry where so much is manufactured. It was about the way those moments, however brief, made fans feel like they were witnessing the opening scene of a real-life drama. One that might just have the happiest of endings. First wave of attention was a spark. The second was a wildfire. Blaze caught when an anonymous account posted a detailed eyewitness thread on social media, claiming to have seen Bo-gum and So-hyun dining together at a quiet riverside restaurant. The thread included photos, not of them directly, of two figures with unmistakably similar profiles, across from each other in a corner booth. The account described their interactions in breathless detail. The way he reached across the table to adjust the scarf around her neck when the breeze picked up. The way she brushed something from his cheek with her fingertips. It wasn't staged. The account insisted. Looked like any couple, just happy. Skeptics argued the photos were too blurry to confirm anything. Supporters pointed out that the restaurant was known for its privacy and had been frequented by other celebrity couples in the past. Soon, entertainment blogs were sending reporters to stake out the location, hoping for a clearer shot. Came the airport moment. A fan cam captured Bo-gum and So-hyun arriving at Incheon Airport on the same morning, allegedly bound for separate overseas schedules. In the video, they walked several meters apart, surrounded by their respective staff. But eagle-eyed viewers noticed a subtle exchange as they passed each other in the terminal. He glanced over and smiled, a brief, genuine curve of his lips. She smiled back. It lasted less than 2 seconds. But in the eyes of fans, it was loaded with meaning. Now, the story had evolved into something larger than the two actors themselves. It became a litmus test for how people perceived celebrity privacy, friendship, and romance in the high-pressure world of K-entertainment. Op-eds appeared, some arguing for giving the pair space, others calling for them to just be honest to end the speculation. Inside the fandom, however, the narrative only grew more romantic. Fanfiction writers churned out stories imagining how their relationship might have begun. Digital artists created illustrations of them walking hand in hand under cherry blossoms. Every scrap of new content, no matter how minor, was celebrated as another clue. One of the most talked about developments was an Instagram story from So-hyun, a simple shot of a coffee cup with a caption, "My favorite company." Might have meant nothing. It might have been about the coffee shop. But within hours, he had dug up an older interview where Bo-gum mentioned his love for that exact blend. Bo-gum added his own kindling to the fire when he posted a photo of a sunset, captioned with a single heart emoji. That same evening, So-hyun shared a picture of a handwritten quote about timing and fate. For the shippers, this was undeniable synchronicity. Agencies finally broke their silence, issuing cautious statements. Park Bo-gum and Kim So-hyun are good colleagues and friends. Any interpretation beyond that is speculation, but by then, it hardly mattered. The story had moved beyond official confirmation, become a shared daydream between fans across the world. An unfolding K-drama in real life. Climax came during an awards ceremony where both were present. They were seated several rows apart. So-hyun won Best Actress. The cameras caught Bo-gum applauding with a brightness in his eyes that couldn't be mistaken for mere politeness. Later, when Bo-gum took the stage to present an award, he glanced in her direction and smiled before beginning his speech. Social media exploded, with some users posting side-by-side gifs of their exchanged looks, set to romantic ballads. In the end, the truth of their relationship remained a mystery. Maybe they were just friends. Maybe they were something more. But perhaps the truth was less important than the feeling the moments inspired, a reminder that even in the scripted, spotlighted world of K-entertainment, are flashes of authenticity that make people believe in love again. The final photograph to emerge from this whirlwind showed them not in a glamorous setting, but walking down a quiet street at night. Holding coats and scarves. Their faces were turned slightly toward each other, their steps in sync. No labels. No official statements, just two people moving through the world together. As the rest of us watched from a distance, hearts a little warmer for it. Thank you for reading. Truly grateful you joined us for this deep dive into one of Kbiz's most captivating stories. Your curiosity, excitement, passion are what inspire Red Carpet Revealed to keep uncovering the moments that make fans dream, debate, and feel connected. Tuned, the next chapter in this story might be just around the corner.